Welcome back to Spike Piledriver, and after the success of our 1 year simulation in the real world on Total Extreme Wrestling 9, I come back to you with a 5-year simulation and to have a look at what the world is like in August of 2029. Now, there's some great things been going on. I've had a quick look around the database. I've dropped in and out of a few times as well as we've been simulating, and at one point MJF was the leader of LFI, so that's interesting. But we'll have a look happening in AEW and the WWE. I can't remember which one we started with last time, but we're going to start with AEW today. Okada is the figurehead there, MJF major star, and you can see on screen plenty of people who you'd expect to be there. Sammy Guevara also a major star as well, but we're having a look at the situation, and we can see that Malachi Black is the AEW champion. He won a vacant title, so we have feet for that vacant championship. It was a 3-way with Chris Jericho and Bryan Danielson on the end of January 2029 Dynamite. I'm not quite sure what happened to Okada, as literally 10 days before, at Homecoming, he defended the title against Kenny Omega. But Malachi Black has made some good defenses since then. I mean, defending the title against a former champion there on Rampage is an interesting decision. He's had a couple of cage matches as well. Defeated Brian Cage in a cage. He's beat Okada twice on Rampage since winning the title, so I'm not sure quite why Okada lost the title or what happened there at all. But a good run. Stu Grayson randomly getting a title shot at Forbidden Door. Whatever that's about, I don't know, but excellent. Omega was champion for a long time, 407 days. Kyle O'Reilly was champion for 258 days. Okada was in his second reign. He'd already had it for nearly a year. Danielson won it at Double or Nothing 2025. It might have been even a Rampage 2025, but we'll say Double or Nothing anyway, after beating Swerve a bit later than he has done in the real world. But Malachi Black, AEW World Champion. Tony Nese is the American champion. It's gone around the houses a bit here. Wheeler Yuta, Brian Cage, Josh Woods, Angelo Parker, Sammy Guevara, Pax won it for the second time. And I think Kyle O'Reilly had just won it last video as well. But plenty of people, so Kyle O'Reilly's had a great time in this save as well. In fact, he's the Continental champion as well for the second time. Stu Grayson appearing in 2028 as the Continental champion. It's interesting. Okada has won it 3 times. Danielson's been on there as well. Darby Allin and Kenny Omega have won it since the last. In fact, Swerve's won it as well. Swerve beat Will Ospreay for the Continental title after the last video ended. Gravity and Commander are the AEW tag champs. O'Reilly and Black were former tag champions as well. So one former world champion, one current world champion were the tag champs. The Acclaimed have had it a few times. FTR got another reign in. So did the Lucha Bros. So did Jurassic Express. I'll have a look at the stables because I think Jack Perry is part of the patriarchy now with Christian and Killswitch. So that's interesting. And Young Bucks obviously held it for best part of 2024. TBS champion is for the third time. Britt Baker. Julia Hart's had a second run. Mercedes Moné's had a few runs as well. Serena Deeb even getting involved, as did Thunder Rosa a couple of times. TNT champion is Brian Cage. Again, lots of different and eclectic mix of champions in here. Josh Woods, Danielson, Strickland, Buddy Matthews, Brandon Cutler beating Jeff Jarrett for the title. That's an interesting bit of whatever's gone on there. I don't know, but fine. Adam Copeland won it for a third time after beating Roosh, which I think had happened in the last video, but I can't quite remember. Trios champions, Kenny Omega, and the tag champs, Gravity and Commander. I mean, just looking through there, Angelo Parker and the Young Bucks, Kenny Omega and the Lucha Brothers, not Dragons, FTR and Moxley, Lucha Brothers and Danielson, Claudio and Jurassic Express. Lots of great random teams in there. Tony Nese and Private Party is an interesting one as well. Women's champions Thunder Rosa, so she's the third time she's been the women's champion. Tony Storm's a 5-time champion. Mercedes Moné's got 3 of these as well as the TBS title. Britt Baker's got a second. Harley Cameron, a former women's world champion as well. And FTW is currently held by Kenny Omega. Hologram has won it at one point. This is Omega's second reign. Okada's had 2 reigns. MJF's even delved into the FT. Taz must be loving this. Malachi Black, obviously now current world champion used to be FTW champion. Lots of great names have held the FTW title. We quickly look. I'll have a quick look at the stage. I didn't do last time. The best friends are now Danhausen, Darby Allin. Danhausen's back for some reason. Darby Allin and Chris Statlander. Okay. House of... in fact, LFI is still being led by MJF and Roosh, with Jamie Hayter in there as well. House of Black has got Danielson as just a member, Sammy Guevara and Julia Hart in support of Malachi Black. Outcasts, Saraya, Harley Cameron and Josh Woods. Mogul Embassy is... I'm not quite sure what's going on with the Mogul Embassy. It's the Young Bucks and the Lucha Brothers. So that makes sense. And then the Patriarchy is no longer... Christian is just a support act, a part of the Patriarchy, which is led by Jack Perry, with Swerve and Killswitch in there as well. The game doing some wonderful things. And that's something we're going to have a look at in the WWE as well. In fact, we'll look at that third thread going. Right, Judgment Day is still Damian Priest with Finn Balor back in it. In fact, I don't think he'd left when the game started. So that's that. And Talia is the third member of the Judgment Day. And the Wyatt Six has still got Uncle Howdy and Nikki Cross. And Javon Evans is now in there as well. He doesn't have a picture. But it's not really 6 people. It's 3 people. So the name works. Anyway, let's have a look here. Moose from Maryland. Who is he? Is that Moose as in TNA Moose? Moose as in TNA Moose. The Intercontinental Champion doesn't have his photo though. Never mind. I mean, there's some people in... I don't know everyone in NXT, so these could just be NXT people. But Malik Blade is a former 2-time Intercontinental Champion. Cruz del Toro. Carmelo Hayes, I've heard of him. Big E is back and has won the Intercontinental Championship in 2027. Excellent. Baron Corbin got a run. Damian Priest is in there. Strowman beating Dirty Dom. I think that happened by the end of the last video. King of the Ring, Ethan Page has won it. Seth Rollins has won it. Jey Uso and Roman Reigns has also won it since AJ Styles won it. Roman's also won the Money in the Bank twice. CM Punk's picked up another one. Pete Dunne's got one. Cody, I think, had won it in the last video as well. Royal Rumble, Reigns has reigned supreme. He's won 3 of the 5 Rumbles that have happened. Cody Rhodes has got his 3rd, and The Rock picked up his 2nd, obviously, which we saw in the last video. But Roman Reigns has won 4 Royal Rumble matches now in his career. He will definitely be in the Hall of Fame. Queen of the Ring, Bayley has won it now for a 2nd time. Io Sky, Dakota Kai, and Rhea Ripley have won it. Speed title has still not been defended, and since Andrade left. Tag Team Champions, Baron Corbin and Ashante Adonis are the tag champs. Interesting team. I don't know who AJ Kazana is, but I do know who Solo Sikoa is. They're former champions. Gunther and Grayson Waller. In fact, Evil Uno has been in WWE at some point as well, so he's been a former WWE tag champion. Usos have won them 7 times. I mean, there's a mix of teams in here as well, which is just interesting. Pete Dunne is the WWE Undisputed Champion, beating Carl Anderson, who held it for nearly a year. What is that all about? Gunther won the title in December 2027. Styles and Punk have both had a reign during 2026. I mean, Styles held it for nearly a full year. Punk held it for 300 days. Randy Orton, obviously, was champion for well over a year as well. He was the champion in the last video, so that's been a good reign. Apart from Carl Anderson there, a good collection of wrestlers. Tavion Heights is the US champion. And I mean, I don't mean to offend anyone who does watch NXT, but I don't watch NXT. I'm not at all familiar with NXT wrestlers, so I assume he's in NXT. Turbo Floyd from the Outrunners is a former US champion, beat Solo Sikoa. Damian Priest has won it a few times. Bron Breakker has. So has Ludwig Kaiser. Logan Paul's reign got ended by Shinsuke as well. Women's Money in the Bank hasn't been wrestled for. Royal Rumble has. Io Sky's won them all. So there you go. She just wins everything in the Women's Royal Rumble 4 times now. Women's Tag Champs are Scarlett and Tegan Nox. Looking through the list of previous champions, nobody jumps out as anyone really surprising. Women's undisputed champion is Ivy Nile. Natalia's had a reign. Blair Davenport has had a reign. Chelsea Green's had a couple. Again, nobody there jumping out as surprising. Women's world title currently held by Tegan Knox. Alexa Bliss has come back and now won it 4 times. Jade Cargill had a reign. Rhea Ripley had another reign there as well. Again, nobody massively jumping out. Let's have a look at the World Heavyweight title, currently held by Bronson Reed, who defeated Roman Reigns and ended his 2nd reign with the World Heavyweight title. Seth Rollins is also in there as well, so Reigns and Rollins doing really well with the World Heavyweight title. Cody won it, interrupting Sami Zayn's reign. Cody held the title for quite a few months there. What's that, 8 months, 9 months, something like that. Really good reign. Zayn had a couple of runs, obviously, and that's a good milestone for Bronson Reed. World Tag Team title, Colby Corino and Alan Angels are the World Tag Champs. Balor and Priest have held it a couple of times. Gallows and Anderson just rocking up randomly. And the WrestleMania Battle Royal has been won by Roman Reigns, who just wins Battle Royals all the time. So he's won 3 of those as well. Cody and Rollins winning the other ones. So that's the WWE. The game is interesting, let's put it that way. New Japan has 25 million in debt. They're going to be going out of business soon. Zack Sabre Jr. is the IWGP Heavyweight Champion and has been for the best part of 2 years. He's not defended it since January, though. 206 days ago. That's not great. Master Wato is the Junior Heavyweight. Hiromu's still knocking around the juniors as well, with Yota Tsuji as the tag champs. Oscar Lube, I'm sure I mentioned him in the last video. Again, I don't really know who he is, but he's tag champ with Nakashima. Never champions Shota Umino. Don't know who these guys are. I know who Hikuleo is, but I'm not sure who the other 2 guys are. On the 6-man New Japan Cup hasn't been defended. I don't think any of these have in game. King of Pro Wrestling's Kenta. And none of the tournaments have happened. Excellent. Ishii is the World Television Champion as well. Kind of, I mean, Shawn Michaels is in NJPW. Is he wrestling? How? He's available to... He's a retired wrestler. Okay, he's not wrestling. I hope he's not wrestling. He's not had any matches this year. Good. That worried me a little bit that he was going to be randomly wrestling. He's... how do we see that? If we can have a look at... No. So, locker room leaders, Nigel McGuinness. Shawn Michaels is not on there at all. He's not in the booking team. Why? Okay, fine. Never mind. Quick look at TNA. Whilst we're here, we might as well have a look. Matt Menard is Digital Media Champion. Savannah Evans, Knockout. Rosemary and Jessica. Tag Champs. World Champions Mike Bailey. Anyone in there that we're not expecting to see? Not really, I don't think. Tag Champs, Plunkett and Brian Myers. I don't know who Plunkett is. And AJ Francis is a 3-time X Division champion. I'm sure there's someone who's going to make a joke about on. Wonderful. NXT, anything to... NXT champion, Sean Spears, because why not? North American champion, some guy I don't know. Bob Backlund's son, I'm going to say, or grandson. Why not? Don't know either of the guys. The tag champs. Don't know the women's champion either. No, none of these people I know. Full Ring of Honor titles aren't in Ring of Honor Alliance. Got to go to a different mind here. Is that... Okay, so ROH Pure Champion Stu Grayson. Women's champion is vacant still after Athena vacated it in 2025. Wonderful. Red Velvet is the TV champ. She's held it for a long time. No title defenses. She's had it for nearly 2,000 days. Don't think that title's been booked. Ricochet is world champion for the 2nd time, I'm sure. Yeah, because he was world champion last time out. So Drew Galloway has been into ROH. Omega, Jericho, and Guevara have also been ROH champions. John Silver, Brian Cage, and Bishop Kaun are the 6-man champs. Tag titles held by Sammy Guevara and Malachi Black of the House of Black. And the TV champion is Tony Nese. Do we know any other to look at? Global Heavyweight champion is Tomoyuki Oka, and Ryo Hazuki is the women's champion. don't know. Let's have a quick. Anything in the first? No. World Champion. That one. It's Kento Miyahara. Matt Cardona's won it 3 times. Homicide's been involved as well. Chaz Betts. So that's Chad Gable, I think. Carl Anderson's randomly been NWA World Champion as well. He's just... What is going on with Carl Anderson? I'll actually look at him if I can find the screen where I can. So Carl Anderson. Let's have a look at your title history. You're not currently... So you're currently employed by WWE. NWA World Champion. And WWE Undisputed Champion. He's had a good run, hasn't he? He's nearly 50 and he's still winning titles. I'm unemployed. Let's have a quick look at the 500 over the years. Starting in 2025, Okada. Yeah, okay, so Kazuchika Okada is just excellent. Kyle O'Reilly's been right up there as well. Kenny Omega's up in the top 3. Sammy Guevara and MJF rounding out the top 5. It looks like it's all AEW. Bryan Danielson's down in 10th and still going. 36 wins, 46 losses in 2028. Brilliant. Okada's won all of Men's Wrestler of the Year. Mercedes Moné's won most of the female wrestlers. Young Bucks and Lucha Brothers. Gotta stop saying Lucha Dragons. I don't even know who the Lucha Dragons are. Weren't they in NXT a while back? I don't know. Moxley and Danielson as well have won Tag Team of the Year. Britt Baker and Jamie Hayter, Women's Tag Team of the Year twice. Leon Slater, and I don't know who these people are. Are they New Gens, maybe? Don't know. Kenny Omega, the Veteran Wrestler of the Year twice. Danielson's won it 3 times. Female Davina Rose. Who's Davina Rose? Bailey, okay. So she's still with WWE. Okay, fine. Male Independent Wrestler of the Year, Ace Austin, Mayu Utano. Company of the Year, AEW's won it for the last 3. WWE's won it for 2 beforehand. Most Improved Company, Revolver. Match of the Year, MJF beating Okada. Okada and Kyle O'Reilly beating MJF and Rush. Oh, sorry, Roosh. Okada and Roosh in the Rampage one at 97 there as well. And Okada beating Bryan. So Okada is basically excellent. But a cell match at Revolution got a 99 rating. Revolution 2028 was the biggest, best match in this save game by the look of things. And that got the card of the year as well. Forbidden Door, big business, winning the previous years. And SummerSlam getting 2 of them in 24 and 25. And I think that is about all we're going to cover in this episode. Right, thank you so much. I'm not going to do another one of these because it's crazy enough as it is at 5 years. So we'll leave it there. Please like this video and subscribe to the channel. We've got lots of content knocking about as well. Lots of Coastal Zone Let's Play videos around. We're going to be starting a new Real World Let's Play series very, very soon as well. Going back to 2001 with WCW. And more content as well. So please like the video, subscribe to the channel, watch everything else you can. And I'll see you on the next video. Thank you so much. See you then.